Have you ever wondered what keeps psychological studies in check to ensure they do not harm participants or violate their rights? This is where the fundamental role of ethics comes into play, acting as the backbone to all psychological studies. Ethics, in essence, is a set of moral principles that guide behavior and decision-making to ensure the welfare and rights of participants are protected. In the realm of psychology, specific ethical concepts and guidelines are used, each with its unique purpose and application. These include beneficence, integrity, justice, respect, non-maleficence, confidentiality, debriefing, informed consent procedures, use of deception in research, voluntary participation, and withdrawal rights. These concepts and guidelines are not just mere words, but powerful tools that help in maintaining the balance between the pursuit of knowledge and the respect for human dignity. As we dive into each concept, keep asking yourself, how do these guidelines ensure the protection and respect for human dignity in psychological studies? What does it mean to do good and avoid harm in psychological studies? Let's delve into the ethical concepts of beneficence and non-maleficence. These two principles guide researchers in their pursuit of knowledge, ensuring their work does more good than harm. Firstly, beneficence is the commitment to maximizing benefits in psychological studies. It's about creating positive outcomes and minimizing risks or harms. For instance, consider a study on the effects of therapy on depression. The research could potentially provide valuable insights that benefit individuals suffering from depression. But it's not just about the results. Beneficence also extends to the research process itself. The participants should be treated with care and respect, ensuring their experience in the study is beneficial rather than distressing. On the other side, we have non-maleficence, which is the commitment to avoid causing harm. In psychological studies, this could mean ensuring that the study doesn't trigger harmful emotional responses or protecting participants from physical harm. For example, in a study exploring traumatic memories, it's essential to ensure that recalling these memories doesn't inflict psychological harm on the participants. However, it's important to remember that beneficence and non-maleficence are not always easily separable. Sometimes, a study might involve some degree of discomfort or risk for the participants, but the potential benefits may outweigh these risks. In these cases, researchers must carefully weigh the potential harm against the potential benefits. They must also take measures to minimize this harm as much as possible. For instance, in a study investigating the impact of stress on health, the research could potentially cause some temporary stress to the participants. However, if the study could lead to significant advancements in our understanding of stress and health, the temporary discomfort might be considered ethically acceptable. Still, the researchers would need to take every possible step to minimize this stress and ensure the participants' well-being. As we see, a balance between maximizing benefits and minimizing harm is crucial in ethical psychological research. How do honesty and fairness play a role in psychological studies? Let's dive into the concepts of integrity and justice to explore this query further. Integrity in psychological studies is the commitment to searching for knowledge and understanding and the honest reporting of all sources of information and results. This includes both favorable and unfavorable outcomes, and all findings are reported in ways that allow for scrutiny and contribute to public knowledge. For instance, imagine a study exploring the impact of social media on mental health. The researchers might uncover data that contradicts their initial hypothesis, suggesting that social media usage doesn't significantly contribute to anxiety levels. Upholding integrity means they would report these unexpected findings truthfully, despite it being contrary to their original expectation. Moreover, this commitment to integrity ensures that the results of the research can be trusted and built upon by other researchers, contributing to the collective understanding of the topic at hand. Now let's consider justice. In the context of psychological studies, justice refers to the moral obligation to ensure fair consideration of competing claims. It's about ensuring that no particular group is unfairly burdened by an action or study, and that there's fair distribution and access to the benefits of an action. Consider a research project studying the effects of a new therapy technique. Ensuring justice in this scenario would mean giving equal opportunity to all eligible participants to partake in the study, regardless of their socioeconomic status or other demographic factors. It also means ensuring that the benefits of the study, such as access to the new therapy, are distributed equitably among the participants. In essence, integrity and justice are the cornerstones of ethical conduct in psychological research. They ensure that the pursuit of knowledge is grounded in honesty and fairness, safeguarding the trustworthiness of the research and the welfare of the participants involved. The pursuit of knowledge should never compromise integrity and justice in psychological research. How do psychological studies ensure the dignity and privacy of their participants? Respect, confidentiality, and debriefing are three key principles that help ensure this. Let's break them down. First, we have respect. This ethical principle acknowledges the inherent value of every participant. It's all about considering the individual's welfare, liberty, and autonomy. In a psychological study, for instance, researchers might respect a participant's cultural heritage or personal beliefs, ensuring they feel seen, heard, and valued. But respect doesn't end there. It extends to situations where participants might have a diminished capacity to make their own decisions.
In these cases, researchers have a duty to empower and protect these individuals as necessary. It's all about fostering an environment of dignity and considerate treatment. Next, we come to confidentiality. This principle safeguards a participant's personal information. It's about protecting their privacy, ensuring the security of their personal details, and keeping their individual results anonymous. For example, a study might use pseudonyms instead of real names, or implement strict data security measures to protect sensitive information. The bottom line? Participants should feel secure that their involvement will not lead to any unwanted exposure or harm. Finally, there's debriefing. This is a crucial step that takes place after the experiment. It's about ensuring the participant leaves with a clear understanding of the study's aims, results, and conclusions. The debriefing process also provides an avenue for researchers to answer any questions and offer necessary support. This way, participants can be confident that there won't be any lasting harm from their participation. Imagine you're a participant in a study about stress and coping mechanisms. After the study, the researcher meets with you to explain the purpose of the study, the techniques used, and the possible implications of the results. This is debriefing in action, providing closure and reassurance. These three principles, respect, confidentiality, and debriefing, work together in a kind of ethical symphony, guiding researchers to conduct their work responsibly and considerately. Respect for participants, their privacy, and their understanding of the research is a cornerstone of ethical psychological research.
What rights do participants have in psychological studies? This question takes us directly to the heart of informed consent, use of deception, voluntary participation, and withdrawal rights. Informed consent, a cornerstone of ethical research, involves providing participants with complete information about the study. This includes the purpose, procedures, potential risks and benefits, and their rights. For instance, if a study involves testing a new therapy method, participants must be informed about what the therapy entails, potential side effects, and alternative treatments available. This ensures that participants can make an educated decision about their involvement. Now, let's talk about the use of deception. Sometimes researchers need to withhold some information or mislead participants to prevent bias. For example, in a study investigating the effects of praise on performance, participants might be told they're being tested for memory, when in reality, researchers are examining how praise affects their performance. However, deception is a slippery slope and must be used sparingly, only when absolutely necessary, and never in a way that could cause harm. This brings us to voluntary participation. Participants must willingly agree to be a part of the study, free from any coercion or undue influence. If a person feels compelled to participate because of perceived benefits or fear of negative consequences, it infringes on their autonomy. And, last but not least, withdrawal rights. Regardless of their initial agreement, participants should always have the right to withdraw from the study at any point. without any penalties. Whether they feel uncomfortable, anxious, or simply change their mind, their decision to withdraw must be respected. Each of these concepts plays a vital role in ensuring the participants' rights and autonomy in psychological studies. They form the bedrock of ethical research, safeguarding participants while allowing the pursuit of knowledge. It's a delicate balance, but one that's essential to uphold. Participants' rights are paramount in ethical psychological research. Remember, without the willing participation of individuals, the field of psychology would be at a standstill. It's our duty to respect and protect them. So why do we need ethical guidelines in psychological studies? Well, let's take a moment to reflect on what we've discussed. These key principles: beneficence, integrity, justice, respect, non-maleficence, confidentiality, debriefing, informed consent, the use of deception, voluntary participation, and withdrawal rights. They all serve a crucial purpose. They act as the moral compass guiding researchers in their quest for knowledge, ensuring that they remain committed to maximizing benefits and minimizing harm, maintaining honesty and fairness, and respecting the rights and values of their participants. These guidelines aren't just abstract concepts. They are the fundamental pillars that uphold the ethical conduct in psychological studies. They ensure that every step of a study, from conception to conclusion, is carried out with the utmost respect for human dignity, integrity, and fairness. Ethical guidelines ensure that psychological research is conducted with respect for human dignity, integrity, and fairness, prioritizing the welfare and rights of participants.